Live. We talk about comic books. It is everyone's favorite comic book live show on YouTube. Fight me if you don't think so. Welcome, Comic Plug. Welcome, Anton. So let's get into what we bought. You know what time it is. It's time to spin around the camera because still can't figure out how to fix this backwards. Can't figure that out. Have had reached out many times to YouTube. So let's spin us around. Fix the camera. Get us all set for today's installment of Collector's Confessions Live. If you're looking for something to watch right before this, check out Comic Plug. Comic Plug has a live show right before this. Give it a shot. Watch it today. It's very good. So I would highly recommend it. So let's get right into it. It's a Action Comics week, thus the hat and the thumbnail. Hopefully you like that thumbnail of Superman with Stan Lee. Here's our first comic book today. This is Action Comics number 1084. This is concluding a Superman arc. I am a huge fan, and it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm a big Superman fan, so there's more than one Superman this week. Here's the second one. If you've been watching, I usually start with Batman, but I started with Superman this week. Absolute Superman number 5, the Absolute Universe. Next week is getting a new entry. Absolute Flash starts next week. Maybe that will be our recommendation. Absolute Superman. In this issue, we get the origin of Kal-El. So this one is focused on Krypton, and how he got sent here in the Absolute Universe. I did not pick up Darkwing Duck actually. Herculoids is pretty good. Batman and Robin number 19. It's time for the run of Batman and Robin. Again, I still find it funny that there's actually 2 Batman and Robin titles going on at once right now. There's this Batman and Robin, there's Batman and Robin Year 1. Yes. If you can make a Batman title, why not? Batman Dark Patterns number 4. Dan Waters is writing. Dan Waters is a friend of the show. We did an interview with him. Great guy. Really nice. Really did a good job in our interview with him, chatting about this. He's a good guy. I'm glad it's successful. One of my favorite things going on right now, Justice League Adam Project. The Justice League Unlimited has a bunch of other titles that are just set around it. This is one of them. They're all limited series, basically. Black Lightning, The Question, Challenge of the Unknown. There's a whole bunch of titles that go along with this. This is one. This is also a limited series. This has to do with the Atoms, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with Captain Atom. Captain Atom's is a very interesting character. He just ended the Jenny Sparks run, which, if you didn't read Jenny Sparks, I highly recommend it. Aquaman number 3, written by one of my favorite writers right now, Jeremy Adams. In this one, the other king of Atlantis, Arion, old DC character, is also in there, and he is working with Aquaman to find the people of Atlantis. Tell me if you guys are reading any of this stuff. Yeah. You think it might be The Flash? Black Lightning number 5, another one of those titles that is tying into everybody being on the Watchtower in Justice League Unlimited. This is a good series. If you're a fan of Black Lightning, or Black Falcon if you're from the 70s, if you grew up watching Justice League, this is a great series. Keep watching it. Tell me what you're reading right now. DC vs. Vampires World War V number 7. Matthew Rosenberg, who we just interviewed, he is writing this. He is the only person to write DC vs. Vampires, and he told us about how he came up with the whole story and what he has planned. This one is going to end soon, and when this ends, there may be one final run of this. We don't know for sure yet. So in this issue, Darkseid is kind of battling the humans and vampires that are left. Green Lantern Corps. See, I said it right this time. Number 2. I always enjoy seeing the Green Lanterns come back and actually do stuff. I don't think the Green Lanterns get treated right at. I know Comic Plug bought these because I just watched his live video right before my live video. He is buying some of these facsimiles. I don't know if this is a facsimile or not. I know the inside is, and it's printed on the exact paper, right? This is Batman Adventure number 12 facsimile. But I love these superpower covers. So it looks just like the toys from when we were kids, right? Oh, I like that. This from Nebraska. Very nice, Sean. I particularly like the back of this. So it's showing the other covers that are going to be coming out, right? So this week we got Batwoman, and we also got Constantine, right? So here's the Constantine one. This is Saga of the Swamp Thing, number 37. It's also a facsimile. Inside is the old comic from the 1980s, but the outside is a Superpowers. I hope they make these figures. That's my hope. I'm a huge Superpowers fan, so this is absolutely fantastic. That's my DC run. Picked up just one independent, Void Rivals number 17. Another one of those Aragon Universe series, which is doing phenomenal. Transformers has been in the top 10 comics being sold, the only non-DC or Marvel in the top 10 every month for the last couple of months. So there you go. There's this. I'm surprised Brian's not on here answering questions yet. Aliens Paradiso number 4. This continues the Aliens story. It's the only one from 20th Century Fox that they're still doing. There's no Predator right now. There's no Planet of the Apes. So I don't know why. So Godzilla's going to battle Spider-Man too, I see. Really enjoying what Marvel is doing with the aliens here. It stays true to the original movies. Amazing Spider-Man 69. If this was recorded, I would play Bill and Ted right now. There you go. Another one of Spider-Man getting himself killed. That's what the latest couple of ones. Each month they do one of these, and he makes Spider-Man die in some weird way. I love it. This is another one. Hell Hunters. This is the story of World War II. A bunch of Marvel heroes are fighting in World War II, and they're fighting some kind of demons. Good story. Enjoy it. Helverine, the most confusing of the titles that are out there. Oh, there's Brian's here now. Brian can answer all your questions. Brian, we have a guy here, Shauna, who is from Nebraska. So I'd love to hear about how Nebraska comic books are. Helverine confused me because there was a series of Helverine about 5 or 6 months ago. I'm not sure if I finished it or not. And then this one came out, and I got lost because I was reading them simultaneously. So I don't know. Namor number 8, one of my favorite characters. So he continues his story. It's another good story. Jason Aaron's writing. This is, if you're not reading it, it's good. It's funny. There's actually one of my favorite characters. I'm a big Stingray fan, so Stingray's been a part of it. Don't ask me why. I like Stingray, I like Jack of Hearts, I like some of those weird characters. This is the title I was looking forward to the most this week. Nick Fury vs. Fin Fang Foom. I think whoever thought this up is a genius. I think it's a great idea. It takes place during World War I, if I remember correctly. Or maybe World War II. No, the planes look like World War I. So another title. I would 100% pick this up. If you didn't pick it up, go pick it up now. Power Man Timeless. It's the continuation of the Timeless series, which has been spanning for like 5 or 6 years, and I really can't keep up with how I'm supposed to read these because I was a little bit lost when I read the first one, so I have to catch back up. West Coast Avengers number 5. Big West Coast Avengers fan. Hey, Angel's here. What's going on, Angel? Got all our regulars on here. There you go. I love the West Coast Avengers. And here's the big one I bought this week. You guys have been watching the show for a long time. I know some of you watch all of our episodes. I finally got a Fantastic Four number 1. Look at that. Mint condition. Fantastic Four number 1. Oh, wait. It's a facsimile. Comic Book, did you pick this up last week with the facsimiles? Got my Chip magazine. These are pretty cool. These, if you haven't been getting these at your local comic shop, it's Chip Zdarsky, and it's a bunch of he's promoting a bunch of things. Last week, one of our friends, Sean Von Gorman, was in. He promoted him. He promotes books that you guys should be reading. This is a good thing to be reading. And also, there was this Marvel must-haves that was this week. It's goes over some of the stuff that's coming up. It gives you pages from it. You could start the argument if first appearance or not in here. So that's the weekly haul. Let's give some recommendations for next week. Of course, the DC recommendation: 1 DC, 1 Marvel, 3 Indies. The DC recommendation is Absolute Flash. Got to pick that up. It's the new entry into the Absolute line. If you're not reading the Absolute line or the Ultimate line at Marvel, no Ultimate this week, you're doing something wrong. Our Marvel recommendation is One World Under Doom #2. Doom is going to be battling the Fantastic Four in this one with his Sorcerer Supreme powers, and he is going to be taking advice from one of the Fantastic Four members' children. Here are our recommendations for indie comics. Who are the Power Pals? #1, Dark Horse Comics. It's a Dark Horse kind of play on superhero comic book. Herculoids #2 from Dynamite. There are 25 variant covers. This is issue #2. Issue #1 was delayed a couple weeks. Issue #2 should be on stands next week. If you're a child of the 80s or a fan of 80s cartoons, Herculoids is the way to go. But it's not the only way to go. The other way to go is Silverhawks. Silverhawks #2 comes out next week too from Dynamite Comics. It is 31 variant covers. If you haven't noticed, Dynamite Comics does a lot of variant covers, especially with some of the properties that they own. So that's our haul for the week. Please, if you did not watch already, check out our interview from this past Tuesday. We interviewed Paul Brown, who used to run a YouTube channel called Comic Trips. Now he's opening a toy kind of selling business called Danger Room Collectibles, and he's also running the Super Jersey Comic Expo. And we're going to reveal next week what our part in the Super Jersey Comic Expo is going to be. So stay tuned. Next week on our live, we will be doing a big reveal. Something big's coming up for Collectors from Confessions. Me, Brian, and Cassidy are going to be doing something huge at a big convention in New Jersey soon. So, as always, thanks for watching. Love what you collect what you love. Guys, it's time for the second turnaround, because you know I have to turn it around to turn it off too. If anyone knows how to fix this, let me know. We'll see you next week. Here's the turnaround. When I turn around, you get to see a little bit of the actual basement of where we have our collectibles, where we record, and there's a lot of stuff here. So here you go. See you next week.